is that James Harden and the Clippers were working on a trade, and here's Kawhi's reaction.
Yeah, there were some reports that came out about the possibility of James potentially being traded before the deadline. Is that something that comes as a surprise to you, or had you heard that that could be a possibility?
Yeah, of course. That's a surprise. That was planned. So yeah, it's a surprise.
What are your thoughts hearing that?
I have no comment on it. Respect his decision or whoever decision it is. And that's it. He's still gonna be my boy, and trust the front office. So.
Do you feel like maybe weighing on you guys at all to the team?
I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about that. So if y'all ain't got no questions about the game, I'm not asking.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today, we're breaking down a press conference that isn't about basketball. It's about the human reaction inside the machine of the NBA. The Los Angeles Clippers just got hit with a seismic shock. Reports from Shams Charania that the team and James Harden were working on a trade. And the reactions from Kawhi Leonard and John Collins afterward weren't just quotes. They were a raw look at confusion, frustration, and the reality that players are often the last to know. Let's set the scene. James Harden is out for personal reasons. The Clippers are playing the 76ers, and in the middle of that game, the bombshell drops from the NBA's most trusted insider. By the time the final buzzer sounds, the story is no longer about the loss. It's about the future of their team. And the reporters head straight to the locker room to get a reaction from the faces of the franchise. First, they get Kawhi Leonard, and his response is a masterclass in saying everything by saying almost nothing. The reporter asks, "Does that come as a surprise to you?" Kawhi's answer is immediate and drips with subtext. "Yeah, of course. That's a surprise. I was playing, so yeah, surprise." Let's break that down. Of course. It's so obvious it shouldn't even be a question. I was playing. This is the key. He's drawing a line between what they do, the work on the court, and what happens in the front office. He's telling us, we were in a battle, doing our jobs, completely unaware that our team structure was being discussed in real time. That's a powerful indictment of the disconnect between the locker room and the front office. But it gets better. When asked for his thoughts, Kawhi goes into full lockdown mode. I have no comment on it. This is the corporate, media-trained response. But then, he immediately follows it with the personal. He's still going to be my boy, trusted for nothing. This is Kawhi protecting the human relationship from the business. He's saying, whatever the NBA decides, James is my friend. That's separate. It shows he's already compartmentalizing, trying to shield a personal bond from professional chaos. Then, we see the rare crack in the facade. A reporter asks if the rumor weighed on them during the game, and Kawhi, visibly irritated, snaps back, "I'm not going to talk about the game. I'm not going to talk about that. So y'all ain't got no questions about the game, not asking questions about James all the time." This is the moment of pure frustration. The superstar is calling out the media's entire focus. He's angry that their performance, their effort, the actual sport, is being completely ignored for the sake of drama and rumor. It's an athlete's plea to be seen as a competitor, not just a piece on a transactional chessboard. Next, we hear from John Collins. And his reaction is just as telling, but in a different way. He's more open with his shock. He says, "No, it definitely was shocking. Hell yeah. It definitely be a shock for me and for the team." But his most important line is about context. For the team and what we've been able to do, and our season turnaround. Collins articulates what every player in that locker room is feeling. Betrayal of momentum. They've fought to turn their season around. They've built chemistry. They've started to gel as a unit with championship aspirations. And now, at the peak of that progress, they're hearing their floor general and key playmaker might be shipped out. It feels like the foundation they've been building is being pulled out from under them for reasons they don't understand. So, what does this all mean for the Clippers? This 2-minute clip exposes a massive vulnerability. Trust is the most important currency in a championship team. Trust in each other, trust in the system, and trust in the organization's plan. These reports, and more importantly, the player's clear lack of prior knowledge shatter that trust. How can you fully buy into a win now message if you think the roster could be dismantled at any moment? It also shows the brutal reality of the NBA's trade deadline period. For fans and media, it's an exciting, gossip-filled spectacle. For players, it's a period of intense anxiety and professional instability. They are assets, and their lives can be upended by a phone call they're not on. This situation leaves us with big questions. Can the Clippers' chemistry survive this rumor mill? Even if Harden isn't traded, has the damage already been done? And does a front office have a responsibility to give their star players, their franchise cornerstones, a heads up before such major reports hit the media? The look on Kawhi's face and the shock in Collins's voice gave us the answer before the first question was even asked. They were blindsided, and in the NBA, a blindsided team is rarely a focused team. What do you think? Is the players' shock a sign of poor communication from the Clippers' front office, or just the harsh reality of the business? Let me know in the comments. If you want more breakdowns of the real, unfiltered moments that define the NBA season, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.